So you are thinking about, or you are moving, relocating here to the Seattle area, and you're wondering what in the heck is it like to live there? Well, in this video, we'll be discussing all of those things that, well, caught us off guard and will catch you off guard. Everything you need to know about living in Seattle is coming up next. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkie, and
Toba Williamson.
that's right, we're the Real Agent Now group right here in Seattle, Washington. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and everything you need to know, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. We are getting those phone calls, reach outs, emails every single day, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Seattle, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Seattle. Okay, so we both are not from Seattle, so this is not a locals take. We're going to tell you the things that caught us off guard and really everything you need to know. Well, number 5, I'll tell you that right now, is the thing that will catch you the most off guard. So stay tuned to the end for that. I'm going to just kind of address the elephant in the room, Tova, and that's the weather. Does it rain here every day? Do we see snow? Do we actually get sun? Let's talk about that.
So, yeah, I mean, it rains here pretty often. It's not as bad as I think everyone makes it out to
Mm-hmm.
be. A lot of times it's a little drizzle or it's just really cloudy and gray a lot of the times. It's rare that we get like torrential downpours. We actually have less annual average rainfall than New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite as bad as people make it out to be, but it does still rain. Still be prepared for that. Buy a jacket with a hood, buy your rain boots because you're going to need them for sure.
And not an
But
umbrella.
yeah, not an umbrella. That's like that's you might as well say I'm from out of town with the sticker on your head because people don't use umbrellas here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. The summers here are absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous. It's sunny. It doesn't get too hot. The winters are pretty mild. We don't really see snow that often. If we do, the whole city shuts down and it's just a big snow party for a day or
That's
two
right.
until it
That's
melts.
right.
So yeah, that's kind of fun part about it. But otherwise, the weather's really mild and it's just beautiful here.
Yeah, so we come from North Idaho, and that is where we got 5, 6 months of snow sometimes. So it is a totally different climate for us. It's very simple. This is as easy as a climate that you can get. Plus, you still get those 4 seasons like we really love being Northwest people. So I actually back in 09, 10, I had to do a stint for a couple years in Houston, Texas, and you're talking just heat. And it's totally different. We actually appreciate having the change of season. And yes, I'm talking dead of summer, you'll hit in the 90s, no problem. You hit West Seattle, you hit some of these incredible beaches, and it's a summer like you can't be. And that's a lot what people they come here in the summer like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Because you still get those cool nights. But just understand that, yeah, you're going to wake up a lot of days, especially during, fall, winter, where, you got that drizzle in the morning. 0.01 inch consists of a day of rain. So that's where we get those 150 days on average. So people are always asking us about that. Like, it rains 150 days. Well, a lot of that is just a drizzle. Like, we just get over 30 inches of rain a year. So compared to some of the other major cities, it's not near as much. So weather, yeah, if you don't like rain, I wouldn't move here. It's going to be rainy, and there's going to be some gray days, but you will definitely. I mean, we had the stint of in the spring. I think we've had some of the easiest falls too of
Yeah,
recent years, where it's just been like sunny 60s,
yeah.
70s every day. It's amazing. The second thing, notoriously known for here in Seattle, is the traffic. Let's just dive right into it. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, I mean, traffic here is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's one highway that goes through Seattle, I-5. There's not areas that you can really go to as far as surface streets. People think like, oh, I'll get off the freeway and take these side streets and that'll be faster. Super narrow. So it's tough. Traffic's tough. We have seen with people working from home more now, we have seen a little bit of an ease in the rush hour traffic, but it's still, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's still rough. It's not a good thing. And also we always joke about it here in Seattle. It's like once it rains, you think people can drive in the rain in Seattle, but if it hasn't rained for a while and then it rains, like, I mean, traffic that day is just horrendous. So it's just kind of crazy.
It is. That actually
Uh,
shocked me the most for sure. Was I thought coming because again coming from North Idaho, when it snows there, like people still go 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. Like you would think it rains here, but yeah, no, it can really slow things down.
Yeah, definitely. Um, One thing though, like traffic's bad, but public transportation, we do have buses. We've got the light rail here. It goes north and south. They are expanding the light rail too to go even further up north along the I-5 corridor.
Hmm.
So hopefully that will reduce some of the congestion that we do see. You've got your Orca card. That's a card that you can get discounts as far as your for your bus pass or for your transit options. So that's something to keep in mind too.
Guys, traffic's going to catch you off guard here. I'll tell you that. I mean, everybody that comes now to some of our like California clients, our traffic is nothing. They say, and a lot of our traffic is still moving, but you got to know that, if you're going to be working maybe 5, 8, 10, 11, 15 miles away, sometimes that can take you a long time, especially the I-5. But like she mentioned, I mean, getting off of I-5, and it looks like it's just right to the west or the east. It could be 20 minutes just to get there because of how small some of these streets are. Again, that's why it's so imperative to just like reach out and get the perspective of these areas on the phone call before you even start planning moving here, because there's a lot that, I mean, we're the city of neighborhoods, so I mean there's a lot of them that are going to fit your lifestyle that may put you way closer. So traffic's a thing here, but I mean totally, since COVID and people working from home, it's definitely lightened up. I will admit that. And Seattle's big focus is getting that light rail really out everywhere. So should hopefully, but we got a lot of people coming here for sure. Number 3, the thing that people got to know about Seattle is the sports here are for real.
Yeah.
Like there's some fans here.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the Seattle Mariners. People are pretty diehard, even though they don't really win that often, but people still love their Mariners.
Painful.
Yeah, it is, but we still love them. Seahawks fans here are just like insane. The
Hmm.
Seahawks stadium is so loud when you're in that stadium. It's like the loudest stadium, I think, in NHL or NFL,
Yep.
the NFL. We've got the Sounders, the soccer team, which is super popular. They sell out all the time. We're getting a new hockey team, NHL, the Seattle Kraken. So a lot of people are really excited about that. We don't have a basketball team anymore. A lot
Ah,
of people are still really, really sore about that. So just if you're coming from a place that has a basketball team, try not to rub it in too much because people miss their Sonics. We do have, though, the WNBA, the Seattle Storm. They're amazing. They're 4-time WNBA champs, so they're awesome. So you can still get your basketball fix with the WNBA.
yeah, and I'm a sports junkie. Like grew up playing every sport. I just love it. And so for me, like having it's weird because it has all these sports teams, but it still feels small town. Like the Sounders, the MLS team, soccer is bigger than life. Yes, I mean everybody celebrates the Mariners and especially those Seahawks, but I would almost venture to say like when it's Seattle Sounder Day, it is bonkers. Like everybody's got their scarves, everybody's out drinking beer.
Yeah.
It's crazy atmosphere, and so if that's something you enjoy doing, like you're going to get hooked into a social pipeline right away. And even if you're rooting for another team or whatever, it's like a lifestyle here, the sports. And so it's really cool to see, yes, the NHL teams, but I will also talk about, maybe some of the younger professionals who like to get out. There's a lot of like intramural sports and stuff, activities. There's a lot of those groups. So if you want to move here, get into some of that stuff right away, you can. If you're not a sports person, don't worry. You're not going to get bombarded with it all day. But killer sports around here. And yes, we would love the Mariners to just figure it out one of these years.
One day, someday.
One day. Here's one thing you need to know when moving to Seattle is the lifestyle and the culture. There's so many different ones. First of all, let's talk about a culture. Let's say that people are moving here and they're like, I kind of like those neighborhoods that are very, walkable. I can get done with work, whatever. Walk around the corner, go get a coffee, get a brewski. Maybe there's like some farmers markets. Like, what are some cool areas that they should be looking at for that?
Yeah, I mean, Seattle's all about the neighborhoods. There's some great neighborhoods. You've got, Green Lake, Ballard,
Mm-hmm.
Columbia City, a lot of these neighborhoods. I mean, every neighborhood has its little strip with their restaurants, with coffee shops, with,
Yep.
retail stores. So any neighborhood, you're going to find something. They all have their farmers markets, breweries. So it just kind of depends on what you want. There's some areas that are more geared towards family and family friendly, other where it's like all about the nightlife and the happening things. Capitol Hill's an area where there's tons of restaurants and bars and places to go out at night. May not, if you're
Yeah.
wanting to raise a family, maybe don't want to be around there because it can get a pretty wild on the
I
weekends.
like to hang
But
out there and then get out of
yeah,
there.
you want to go there and then come back to the
Super
quiet.
fun, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. It's all about lifestyle here, but I'm kind of painting the picture as I go up like the Ballard areas and stuff. It's just up, north of downtown Seattle. You cross over the river, like it's just incredible over there. Cool homes and stuff, and then they'll have like all the breweries and stuff. So there's really endless opportunities in that. And so yes, the suburbs of the Seattle metro area are going to have their shops, their restaurants, but it's almost two totally different lifestyles, like the old kind of Seattle neighborhood style and then more of like the suburb style. So that's the second one, fits my mold a lot better is the suburbs. I got 3 kiddos, so schools, but still having everything. Let's talk about, I mean, like the Kirklands, the Issaquahs, and the Sammamish. Like there are some different suburbs. Walk us through
yeah.
those.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the suburbs too, you get it depends on the suburbs. Some suburbs you can find, less expensive houses. Sammamish, some of those areas are sometimes even more expensive than
Yep.
Seattle, but um, all of those areas too have their parks. They have their little downtown areas. There's still that, but you're going to get a little bit more space. You're not going to be packed in as close to your neighbors. And there's a lot of other activities there to do as well. Same with going to parks and shopping and all of those things. So it's a little bit more quiet of a lifestyle than living like in the urban centers.
Yeah, and not being from here, just cruising around like me and the family, we love doing hiking and just exploring all these areas. So to really kind of talk about some of these spots, like your Bellevue area is really a can't miss. I mean, especially if you're going to be working right in that area, the Redmond Bellevue, with the Microsofts and stuff, you're close to it. You have the huge outdoor shopping mall, and you don't even have to pay for parking. You got great condo living down there. But as for like suburb living, I love, she mentioned Sammamish, so that's going to be out probably one of the farthest east, but gorgeous, gorgeous trees, very like top end golf courses. You're right next to the lake, and it's just kind of like a small town feeling. Yet you're not too far from everything, and so it's real gorgeous. Nature, top schools, south the Issaquah areas and stuff. I really enjoy that. You have like the Cougar National Forest or whatever right up above you. You actually have mountain living over in that area and endless hiking trails. It really, again, it comes down to lifestyle. Once you tell us kind of the things you like to do, be around, we can, talk about some of these different areas. But one of the last things, lifestyle culture that people enjoy is like, hey, I kind of want like my privacy, my space, but not too far, or lake living. Let's talk about a couple different spots and situations there.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the urban, you've got the suburban, and then we've got kind of the more rural
Yeah.
areas. If you go up to Snohomish,
Yep.
Lake
Woodinville maybe. Yeah.
Stevens, even further east, by closer to Snoqualmie,
Yep.
you're definitely going to get more woodsy feel, be around more trees. It's definitely more quiet way of living. Still, you can drive 10, 15, 20 minutes into town and have everything you need, but that's for like the real nature lovers that want to be immersed in it all the time. That's definitely a way of living down there. In some of those areas though too that are a little closer to like Snoqualmie and some of the mountains, you might see a little bit more snow in the winter in some of those areas just because you're a little
Yep.
bit closer to the mountains.
Yep.
But yeah, still just great places to live, and it just all depends on your lifestyle and what you're looking for.
Exactly. So that's the big thing is just there's so many differences, and then obviously there's the Mercer Islands and there's the Lake Sammamish and all these different lakes and stuff. So tougher to get into, but hey, we've helped clients do it all. It's actually kind of surprising to see a lot of them moving here for a lifestyle, and it is that walkability. They love the Seattle, or it's like get me out of the town. I just want my space, but 15 minutes. That's Seattle. That's the coolest thing about it is just you have every single different style of living from high-rise condo to go out and get your acreage, and all of it you can still enjoy, downtown Seattle or some of these surrounding areas. That's what we pride ourselves on. We've helped dozens of clients move and relocate here, and we just have those conversations with you about what your lifestyle is and where you need to be and where you need to work. Then we help place you, provide the tours, do everything. But the only way we can help you is you've got to reach out. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back. We're moving to Seattle. And until our next video, guys, we'll catch you later.